Portland's are certainly hoping that $10 billion in improvements to the levee system are going to hold during really what is now the first real test. Senator David Vitter went out with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers yesterday to observe their efforts to prepare. He's going to do it again today. He's with us this morning. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you
for
being with us.
Good to be with you.
I know you've embedded yourself in the Army Corps of Engineers. What did you want to figure out? And tell me a little bit about the embed.
Well, this is going to be some sort of a test of the post-Katrina system, so I just want to see how we all perform in the test, including the Corps of Engineers in terms of their preparations and processes. So I'm going to be with them all through the storm.
You've been very critical of them in the past. How has it been? I mean, obviously yesterday we've had sort of weather like this, a little bit balmy. It doesn't really feel rain on and off.
Right.
How was yesterday?
All the preparations seem really strong. We'll see how everything goes. Apparently this won't be a very, very stringent test, knock on wood, because it'll remain a relatively weak hurricane. We're all hoping for that. But it'll still be an important test for the system.
You've evacuated your family.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not evacuating.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable given the strength of the storm. I really just got them out of town so I could do my work, and I knew they were safe. But, you know, given this nature of this storm, I think it's reasonable that most people would stay.
What's your biggest concern right now? Is it flooding, as we just heard from Richard Dam?
Yeah, my biggest concern actually is not with the system that's been built since Katrina. It's with all of those areas outside that system. You know, we really built the system for the last storm, the last war. There are major populated areas outside that system, Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes in particular, eastern St. Tammany, western St. Charles, lower Jefferson. So those are very, very vulnerable areas with significant population in them.
Many of them have already evacuated. In some cases, like Plaquemines, have had mandatory evacuation. Of course, you know, 7 years ago, Hurricane Katrina, I think anybody who lived through that, or even as a reporter who just came to cover it, you know, it really brings back a lot of bad feelings and a lot of anxiety. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, but again, I think people in this area are very experienced and they know this is not Katrina. So I think they're taking the proper precautions, taking things very seriously without panicking.
I know that there are some gaps that you've found as you've been doing this tour with the Army Corps of Engineers. What are the gaps exactly, and have they been fixed, or have they been fixed?
Yeah, these have been known and identified for quite some time. There are about 8 specific, discrete, small gaps where the Corps has to come in with temporary measures when a storm's coming like this. And usually that means one of 2 things, either sheet piling, temporary sheet piling being driven into the ground, or HESCO baskets, these big
mesh,
sort of super mesh sandbags.
Okay, so we'll see how that goes. We'll check in with you again tomorrow morning so that we can see how the second day of the embedding went for you. Senator David Vitter, nice to have you, sir. We certainly appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck today.